Today we're going to talk about the notorious conflict that took place in Sudan, which resulted in the creation of South Sudan. Sudan is located in the northeastern part of Africa, right below Egypt.
Here we have the Sudan flag, which was adopted on May 20th of 1970. The colors red, white, black, and green are all historically linked to the Arab people and Islamic religion for centuries. The colors stand for Arab unity and independence. This was until later on when the rebels of South Sudan decided to rebel against their government.
Sudan has a federal republic government led by President Omar al-Bashir. Unfortunately, the rebels of Sudan do not agree with their government, resulting in the isolation of a new country, South Sudan. After the rebels decided to separate from this country, they chose to represent themselves with this new flag. South Sudan is led by President Salva Kiir Mayardit. The war between Sudan and South Sudan was at first people against the government, but is now projected as a civil war. Everything was perfectly fine until the Sudanese government realized that there were too many non-Sudanese people living in its nation. They were afraid that the non-Sudanese would one day rebel and take over, so they took it on themselves to get rid of the people. The Sudanese government began their cleansing by first eliminating all the Christians. This is because Sudan is a Muslim country and any Christian would be considered a foreigner.
The citizens of both Sudan and South Sudan are being affected immensely. Many citizens are having their rights taken away, which prevents them from having a say in the government. Many citizens don't have any protection from the opposing sides, and wars happening in the area, therefore many are dying. Many children are not being able to be educated, which is leading to many uneducated people in both areas. The war is affecting not only Sudan and South Sudan, but also areas close to them, such as the Abyei area, which is in much need of humanitarian relief, and Juba, which is in need of much water. Other areas that are being affected include Agok and Kenya. The war affecting all of these regions, including Sudan and South Sudan, makes the conflict national. Due to Sudan and South Sudan being a very dry and desert-like place, many resources are limited, and the wars are not making it any better. Many people are having to struggle to get resources to survive, due to the geography of Sudan and South Sudan and the war going on.
Since the Darfur War is a national conflict, many surrounding countries and other nations around the world want the conflict to end soon, since each day hundreds are dying due to starvation, violence, and diseases. The conflict cannot be resolved between the rebels and the government, since both believe they are correct and neither want to give up territorial rights. Many people worldwide also believe that the Darfur War is being dealt with too lightly. In the end, this has caused many countries to turn to turmoil with each other to keep the economy stable, since Sudan is the major supporter for oil worldwide.
As the civil war between Sudan and South Sudan rages on, many nations have tried to resolve the conflicts, such as the soldiers of the United Nations. Although there are many conflicts happening around the world, people are beginning to give Sudan and South Sudan their respective attention. Day by day, people continue to get killed, and innocent civilians will have their homes taken away. All we can hope for now is that this decade-long war will end soon.